Release.
We've just arrived at the Ninja Tune headquarters here in London, and we're joined by the lovely Emika. Thank you for joining us today. First obvious question is, did you get as lost as I did when I first came down to the Ninja Tune headquarters?
Lost?
Well, when I arrived,
Yeah.
I got to the address and I was like, it's not here, and I spent about half an hour wandering around the area trying to find it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I did an internship here when I was 17, many years ago.
Oh, really?
And I came here and was a bit like, the little garage, is that where I'm going?
Of course, we're here to talk about your new album, which is coming out on Ninja Tune on the 3rd of October.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be releasing on Ninja Tune?
It feels right. I'm totally comfortable and at ease and happy and honoured and all these wonderful things. It just feels like the right thing for me to be doing, and it's something I've worked towards for a very long time. Ninja was kind of the reason why I wanted to become a recording artist, and was a big incentive for me to finish and produce and complete my music.
What sort of stuff were you doing when you interned at Ninja Tune?
Oh God, it was Walk a Mile in My Shoes. Cold Cut record came out and there was a spelling mistake on the promo. I sat on the floor, maybe this floor, with them stickers sticking over the spelling mistake.
Really? But every promo?
Yeah, it took me like 2 days or something. I'd done it. And I said, oh great, now put that in the envelope and fold the press release. And I'd done it. Great, now put stamps on all the envelopes and here's all the addresses.
So you're up sticks and left Bristol and headed for Berlin. Did you speak a lot of German before you got out there?
No, I spoke nothing. I learned from the kids that I was taking care of, actually.
I see. With my experience of German, I did German for GCSE a long time ago.
Yeah.
I found it easier to pick up than things like French and Italian, because with German the tongue is quite similar to English in a way.
Latin based.
Is it Latin based?
Saxon based. Yeah.
Wow, I'm getting a history of language.
I don't know.
Emika this afternoon.
Making it up.
What is it about Berlin that made you want to go there?
Well, quite a personal story actually. I was in Bristol, living in Bristol and studying creative music technology in Bath, and really got into some strange nerdy tendencies and didn't sleep and worked very hard and didn't socialise very much and sat in my room, and I don't know, I just got very ill physically. I had to have some operations which weren't very successful and led to more, and had a long period in my life of kind of surviving from morphine really and drips. And I don't know if you've ever been ill for more than 3 days, and when you go outside again you're like, oh, you know, and I was in bed for many weeks, and afterwards in Bristol, you know, I became the ill girl. You know, my friends would see me and be like, you okay? And should you really be drinking that? And it was very difficult for me to recover and stay in that city. And I didn't really know who I was. You know, I don't know if you study, but when you finish your degree, it's kind of a strange feeling anyway. Plus I'd been ill, rehabilitated myself, and then I had no idea what I was doing. And funny story, HSBC, my bank at the time, upgraded my account to a postgraduate account, and with that came free flights to anywhere in Europe. And you know,
nice.
I've been to a lot of the EasyJet spots, you know, and Berlin was the one place I hadn't been to. And my birthday is the 8th of January, a week after New Year's Eve, and no one ever wants to do anything. Like, no, I'm still really sick. So I just decided, right, sod it, I'm going to go on my first holiday alone, and I went to Berlin on my birthday, and I landed there and just felt really well. I kind of discovered me again somehow. It's kind of a stupid thing to say, but
I understand that you first started making music in a cupboard. Is there any truth in that?
Oh my god, that is true. I was at school, secondary school, and there was a guy doing music, and he was really into sampling and hip hop and reggae and playing his guitar, and he discovered an old PC in a cupboard where all the cellos and broken instruments were stored for the orchestra. There was a PC in there with a copy of Cubase SL or something on it. Basically a very slow, small, 4-channeled sequencer. You could have like a hi-hat and a violin and that would be it, and the computer would crash. And that was in a cupboard, and we got the keys from a teacher, a supply teacher, and the supply teacher actually left the following week, so we had the keys still. So we used to go in there and lock the door behind us and sit and make hip hop instead of going to our maths lessons. I was 14, how old are you? 13, 14 I guess I was then. I had no idea what I was doing. It wasn't like, working with music technology. It was just not going to maths lessons at that point, you know.
I was reading your Twitter before I came down today, at Emika Twit, and there was something on there about your desire to create a women's institute for music at some point in your career.
Yeah.
What are your plans for that? What do you want to do?
Well, I feel very emotional all of a sudden. That came from doing some press days and meeting lots of beautiful ladies, photographers, journalists, interns. You know, there's lots of women in music, but not very many women releasing music. Women, I don't mean 18, 20-year-old singers or rappers or dancers. I mean women composing and finishing the production themselves and putting it out. There's not many, you know, and I've discovered along the way there's a lot of journalists and photographers that have interviewed me, and there's always a point where they kind of confess, like, I do make music, I've been doing it for years, you know. And that tweet was more to the women that I feel are there, probably making fantastic music that we never get to hear because of one quite tragic area is, you know, they often tell me they feel too old. I mean, they're 30 and they're beautiful, but they feel too old already for the industry. And that's kind of what I mean, is like, there is a future and there is hope, and keep working.
I think there's a lot of truth in what you're saying, because the music industry, I guess, is known for creating stars, not necessarily people who are known for their music, except maybe like Beyonce. But someone like Rihanna, let's say, she's known as a star, not necessarily as a musician. And with things like X Factor, where talent is really scrutinised, perhaps a lot of women do feel that they have to, you know, as you say, they have to look right and they have to be young, and it's not so much to do with their talent, because all of their music gets made for them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's so many things you just referenced. I'm trying to think what I want to talk about.
Talk to me about, you mentioned earlier you were already talking to Ninja Tune about your next album. Have you started working on it yet?
Yeah.
Is that hush hush?
No, it's not hush hush.
Good. In that case, talk to me.
I have. Well, interestingly enough, I found an amazing vocal coach. I've invited her to do the production on the album, actually, because I think she'd make the most amazing producer, and she doesn't even know it yet, and that's kind of why I want her to do it. And she has discovered this voice in me, and it comes from here, it comes from my eyes, and it flies out of my head, and it's the most incredible sound and feeling of freedom. Sometimes as a singer you want to reach notes but you can't, or you want to be louder but you're not sure how. There was a time with electronic music before dance music swallowed it up, you know. I'm interested to go back to that time and make music from there, not make sound experiments, you know, that's had a lot of success already. So I'm interested to just go back to the time before current dance trends and start from there, really. I like to abandon things, like study, eat the heart or something, and then try something else.
Is there a timeline for that project?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible?
As soon as I've finished talking to whoever wants to talk to me about this record, then I'm going back to my bedroom.
Well, after listening to Emika, it certainly stands out, and it's been a real pleasure talking to you today.
Oh, thank you very much.